All right, ladies and gentlemen, the following is another fantastic episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And I am your host, that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go, catch him if you can, said his name in Guyana, now they love him in Japan, no cap, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. I know what you're thinking. Where, oh, where are Kathy Knight and Rob Bass? Well, actually, Kathy Knight had some personal matters to attend to, so she couldn't be here tonight. And of course, for those of you that know, Rob Bass is actually a referee. So when he's not co-hosting Ringside Society, he's also pulling referee duty over there at 1CW. So they have a big show tonight. Actually, it's a double header. I hope you guys got a chance to see it. It was 1CW and CCW. They both had a double header tonight. So he was pulling referee duty. So that. So unfortunately, both of them won't be here. But I promise you, I did not fire them. Trust me, that'd be a huge mistake. That'd be like the '90s Chicago Bulls firing Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen just because they could. No, I didn't fire them, but they will be back actually tomorrow for our next episode that we have. But with that being said, we have NXT War Games 2021 tonight. Well, not tonight, tomorrow. And we have five great matches. So this might be our shortest episode because you're only going to be getting my opinions and my predictions on this pay-per-view. But if you people out there listening, watching this, have your own opinions and predictions of how this card will go, how the matches will go, please feel free to leave your opinions and predictions in the comments below. With that being said, I know it's 11 o'clock and a lot of y'all are either getting ready to head out to the club or you're getting ready for bed or pretty much getting ready to do something else. But I'm gonna go ahead and just get started and I'm gonna make this quick and whatnot. So, with that being said, we have WWE NXT 2021, which will be taking place in Orlando, Florida, December 5th, 2021, which is actually tomorrow. Actually, it's less than an hour from now over here on the East Coast. But we actually have so we have NXT War Games here, and we have five matches so far. Five matches, yes, it's very short card, but all of these matches I have a feeling will be great. I just know it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start it off. So we have the first match we have is actually a War Games match, and it'll be the team of Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray versus the team of Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction, which is the stable of Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. And I gotta say, I'm very happy for Toxic Attraction. You know, Mandy Rose, she came first when she started. She came out with the whole jazz music entrance, which I don't know if I'm one of the few people, but I kind of digged her first theme that she had, which was like the '90s jazz, like cool jazz entrance that she had. I really liked it, but she did a complete overhaul of her character, reinvented herself, got two people that have her back, and now they're like the most dominant stable in in NXT. Not women's stable. I'm talking like stable period because they hold all the belts for the women's division over there, and I've never seen anything like that before. I've seen it done in the men's with the Undisputed Era, but never with a female with a women's stable. And this, I have a feeling, if Vince and the gang play it right, they could be the most dominant female stable that one we've been looking for, and two in the whole history of WWE. So honestly speaking, who I think will win this, Well, I honestly think it'll be, oh gosh. So, who do I think will, I, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the team of Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray. That's what I'm gonna go with. Hey Rob, thanks for joining us. Rob, bro, I told you if you really want to, you could join us, man. I mean, you don't have to sit this one out. I don't know why. But whenever you're ready to join us, you know what to do. But I'm gonna go with the team with the team of Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray. The reason being is I know that that Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai can't wait to tear each other apart. It's not gonna be here though. It's not gonna be here. So, but I think Raquel and them, and this is gonna be for, and the reason why I'm saying Raquel and the gap, Raquel and Io, Cora and Katie are gonna win is because this is gonna give Raquel her is gonna give her that revenge that she wanted on Dakota Kai for costing her that title, and it's also gonna set up Kaylee Ray versus Mandy Rose because y'all know that's what they're trying to do. Y'all know that you know it, you know it's gonna lead to that. It's gonna be Kaylee Ray versus Mandy Rose because Kaylee Ray just came off of having what a more than 1 year long reign as NXT UK champion. So she's ready for that taste of gold again. And I think this is gonna set it up. This is also probably gonna set up Io Shirai and Cora Jade to go after the tag team titles. It could not. And this is also gonna give Raquel Gonzalez the the revenge that she wanted to get on Dakota Kai for what she did to her at Halloween Havoc. But I'm gonna say this right now. There's gonna be one more match. There's gonna be one more match with between Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. And I'm gonna make a prediction for that right now. And that is gonna be where Dakota Kai finally bests Raquel Gonzalez. And she's gonna leave. She's gonna leave and go to SmackDown or Raw because I think she's ready. I think she's ready, and I mean, you got a lot of vets there that could help her out with the main roster. So that's that. I'm just assuming. I don't know if people are cutthroat on the main roster. I don't know. I don't know if they're helpful, but I think this is gonna set up Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai too. And after a hard fought battle, Dakota Kai is gonna finally get her wish of getting rid of Raquel from NXT, and Raquel's gonna go to SmackDown or Raw. And quite frankly, I'm all for that. I wouldn't mind because then we're gonna see the team of R&R, Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley, reform. Sorry, somebody's out there playing Fast and Furious if you're hearing that. But Raquel Gonzalez and Rhea Ripley, I'm down for seeing that team reunite, reform, and I'm down to see them eventually win the tag team titles. I mean, when they win those tag team titles, the dominance. I am sorry because both those women are tall and powerful, and they're very resilient. Yeah. Um. Okay. Well, hey Rob, I'll tell you what. You know me already. Whenever y'all drive, I always say, be safe. Stay focused on that road, and just get home safely. And I'll see you on the next show, man. But thank you for listening and keep on listening and whatnot if you could. So the next match we have is a hair versus hair match. And it's going to be Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson. This is going to be another great match. And this is actually going to test Cameron Grimes because Cameron Grimes has been around for a bit. He's been around, I'd say roughly almost 10 years, but at the same time, Duke Hudson is no slouch. Now, here's a bit of background on Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson is actually a part of a stable called TMDK. Yes, I know some of you have heard about this, and some of you know TMDK as being what were the two names? Mikey Nichols, Shane Thorne. I don't know what his indie name is, but Mikey. I remember Mikey Nichols' name as Mikey Nichols on the Indies. Shane Thorne, and some of you may also know that Bronson Reed, who is now known as Jonah, was in there too. But there are actually more people. So Damian Slater, if you watch the WWE Cruiserweight Classic like 5 years ago, the lone Australian guy in that tournament, Damian Slater, he's a part of TMDK. If you watch Ring of Honor, there's also a guy by the name of Slex. He's the guy that dresses up in the suits and has the fancy watches and glasses and whatnot. He's also a part of TMDK. There's also Marcius Pitt, and Jackson Hartley was part of them at one time. There's another guy called Mikey Broderick, and then there was also Duke Hudson, who I forgot what his name was on oh, Elliot Sexton. That's his name. His name was Elliot Sexton, and him and Jonah were actually a tag team called Sex Rock. I don't mean to be lewd on this podcast. You know, I try to keep it like on my part PG, but they were known as Sex Rock on the Indies. So, and they've been one of the most dominant stables in Australia. So Duke Hudson's no slouch. Who do I think is gonna win this match? Well, I'm gonna say this: Cameron Grimes is going to the barber and cut Duke Hudson's hair. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm going with Cameron Grimes for this one. So the next one that we have is a tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. It's going to be the defending champions Imperium. I just did that little hand thing they do behind their back. We call it a parade rest in the Navy, by the way. It'll be Imperium versus the newly formed tag team of Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. Von Wagner. Now, this is going to be very interesting. And Imperium has been doing their thing for a couple of years. So there are no slouches in the experience department for tag teams. Kyle O'Reilly is a well experienced person when it comes to tag teams as well. I mean, for those of you that have seen his work, I mean, come on, the guy was in Red Dragon, and then he was in Undisputed Era, teaming with Bobby Fish again, and won the tag titles in NXT as well. So he's no slouch either, and he's also a former Ring of Honor World Champion as well too. So the man knows what it is and what's up. The only person that might be of some concern is Von Wagner. But for those of you that don't know, also Von Wagner is actually, I think he's either Mike Enos or Wayne Bloom's son. Who are Mike Enos and Wayne Bloom? Well, they are actually known as the Beverly Brothers. Well, they were the Beverly Brothers, and they were early 90s tag team in WWE back in the day. They had a match on SummerSlam, and I think they may have had a match on Royal Rumble against the New Heart Foundation, the New Foundation, which was Owen Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. But yeah, that's his dad was one of those guys. I forgot which one his dad was. So I'm thinking he's in this tag team. I'm pretty sure his pops probably gave him some advice on tag team wrestling and so on. Who do I think is gonna win this? I'm gonna go with Imperium because Kyle O'Reilly, yes, he has the experience in tag team tag team wrestling. Imperium's been around a bit longer than him and Von Wagner. So I'm gonna give this one to Imperium. The next match that we have is a singles match for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. It'll be the defending champion, Roderick Strong of the Diamond Mine. As a matter of fact, the Diamond Mine will be accompanying him, and he'll be going up against Joe Gacy, who will have Harlan, Don't Call Me Brock Lesnar 2.0 at his side. So, who will win this? I'll tell you what will happen. There will be a melee between the Diamond Mine and Harlan. I think Harlan's gonna take out like most of those guys before either one of the other guys gets him, or maybe even the girl gets him, because it's always the girl that is in the stable that takes the guy down or causes him to fall or something. But you know what? I'm gonna call this right now, and I don't like to feed into the rumors, but I think Joe Gacy's gonna take this. I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy's, because what he was saying was that that cruiserweight title is a weight shaming title or a body shaming title. And let's look at it this way. Here's the reason why I say Joe. I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy. What cruiserweight division do they have? They barely have one, and the guys that are still in it, they don't really market them. They don't really push them. They don't really showcase them on the main roster, and they barely showcase them on NXT. So I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy. And another prediction that I think is gonna happen is he's gonna take that title and give it a new name, a new spin. It's not gonna be the same title once he wins. So I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy on that. This is gonna be a very impressive match too, because I've known of Joe Gacy for 7 years. I've seen him on when he was in CZW. The man can go. I've also seen Roderick Strong as well. I've known of him for 9 years, and I first saw him at my first ever Ring of Honor wrestling show that I went to live back in 2012. He can definitely go. So this is gonna be a very hard fought battle, and I think this might be the one that steals the show. But I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy on this one. Last but not least, we have the second War Games match. That's right. This time we have Team Black and Gold, Team NXT OG, which consists of Tommaso Ciampa, his former DIY tag team partner, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, and LA Knight. Yeah, dummy, yeah. And they will be going up against Team 2.0, Team NXT 2.0, Team Flamboyant NXT, Team whatever you want to call them. And that team consists of the big bad booty nephew, as Johnny Gargano called him, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo. Now, no offense, but I'm not too sold on Tony D'Angelo. But I'm gonna chalk it up to this being his he's just starting out. So I'm not gonna write him off because I know better. I did the same thing with John Bradshaw Layfield. I said I thought he would never become anything more than a person that fights for the Intercontinental or US or United States titles. Lo and behold, the man's a former champion. I said the same thing about Chris Jericho. I never saw him as a world champion. Lo and behold, he becomes a former world heavyweight champion in WWE, and he becomes the first AEW champion in AEW. So this will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how he does in this situation. But so we pretty much have the vets, the old guard, respectfully, the old guard, the experienced guard, versus the up and comers, the young upstarts, the guys that are reaching for that brass ring, the hungry young lions. Who do I think will win this? Well, I would definitely have to go with Team 2.0. I think this is their time, and I think they're gonna show that, hey, you had your time, you guys had your title reigns. This is our time to run this. This is our time. and we want, and it's time for us to show what we got, and it's time for you guys to fall back or maybe go over to the main roster. So I'm definitely going to go with Team 2.0. Braun Breaker is anxious to get another shot at Tommaso Ciampa and his title. Carmelo Hayes is just phenomenal. Grayson Waller, I mean, he hasn't really been victorious that much recently, but the kid has heart. The man has heart. So, and then of course there's Tony D'Angelo, who has he's a tough guy and he makes things happen. And he has that New York swag about him, or maybe it might be Chicago. I don't know which one he's repping. I never looked into it, but I'm definitely gonna go with Team 2.0. This is their time as well. So I honestly, and the reason why I say it is because I personally feel that NXT is trying to take it to the next level, and what better way to take it to the next level than to have the young up and comers win this? So with that being said, hey, what's up, Bobby? What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. I'm, I'm sorry to say this, Bobby, but I just ran through the whole card. But if you have any predictions, please feel free to drop them in the comment box. I was doing the predictions for NXT War Games, and I just got done. But yeah, those are my predictions for NXT War Games, and I have a feeling NXT is not going to be the same. You're gonna see some significant changes after this match, but that's what I'm going with. And yeah, with that being said, like I said, I would keep it short. I would keep it simple because I know y'all are probably heading out to the club or heading to bed. Let's see. Oh snap, Bobby. So you said that you're still gonna go with Team Dakota. So Bobby, what I actually just said was I said Raquel Gonzalez and her team are gonna win, but there's gonna be one more match. And the reason why I said that they're gonna win is because Raquel's gonna get a revenge on Dakota. But there's gonna be one more match, and Dakota Kai is gonna win that match, and that's what's gonna make Raquel Gonzalez leave NXT and go to the main roster and reform R&R. I'm sticking to my guns with that. But yeah, but that was my prediction for that. But anyways, with that being said, I just want to say, um, and this feels really weird because normally I have Rob and Kathy to do this outro, but with that being said, it is about time for us to shut this show down, or for me to shut this show down. Yeah, Bobby, Rhea and Raquel, they were known as a tag team called R&R because Rhea and Raquel, and they're pretty good friends. They even have pictures on Instagram of them hanging out together, not hanging out like at the club or anything, but like just they did took a couple of professional photos together. So I'd be down for that. But with that being said, it is time for me to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy, so that means it's time for a nice little nap. But before I do that, I just gotta say, well, if you really want to follow us, if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We also have a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society and you're already there. We're also on Spotify. We're still uploading more episodes to our Spotify account. So what you see there is not it. And we also have a YouTube channel, which is one of our platforms that we're streaming this episode on. So once you go to YouTube and type in Ringside Society and see that sweet OMG light blue and dark blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it. That's us. Just go ahead and subscribe to all our videos, and you won't miss a thing that we're putting up. And we also have a Teespring store, and we're still gonna be doing our Christmas giveaway. We at Ringside Society love to give away stuff. We'll be doing our Christmas giveaway where two lucky winners will win. Two will win, well, not two, but one Ringside Society hoodie each. But there is a catch. They have to answer 3 questions correctly to be entered into the drawing with other people. So we'll announce it very soon. Live tonight. We really and truly appreciate it. To those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on, to those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And to those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, like myself at a Gordon Corral, we're not going anywhere for a while. So just remember, we here at Ringside Society are very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. We're not just any podcast. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. Hashtag we are not the same. And until this pandemic is over, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.